be honest, you missed this, didn't it? All of you. Neil Spiel, tonight, when Washington won't let watchdogs hunt. Because God knows those watchdogs bark a lot about cutting spending. Trouble is, their owners, that would be the government agencies who hire them, don't listen to them, not a one of them. So despite all of these inspector generals offering $43 billion in very specific actual and potential savings this year, 1 year, virtually all of those ideas falling on deaf ears. Now, don't blame the IGs like some politicians are. Don't buy the nonsense that those inspectors cost the government $1.6 billion a year. The 14 of them crank out about $27 in savings for every buck they're getting. So you might as well buck that noise and focus instead on why no one in Washington is making much noise about easy cost savings that address duplicative costs among agencies that put out the same brochures and studies to far more expensive overruns between Medicaid and Medicare and the new health care law where they're doing exactly the same thing. Is it a case of agencies being too stubborn to change or too stupid to change? Either way, $43 billion ain't exactly small change. And Art Laffer says it's time for things to change and fast. Art, but they don't. I mean, a lot of these, I thought, oh, there had to be draconian, controversial fixes. Most of them were just combining stuff. I mean, I'm oversimplifying, but it was hardly an onerous provision in the bunch.
It is true. And it's very much like your last segment, which, by the way, Neil, was very entertaining. But, you know, when you look at airplanes, you know, the reason why safety is so good in airplanes is because the pilots bear the consequences of bad deeds. Don't ever fly in an airplane where the pilot has a parachute and you don't.
That's a very good point.
Well, in the same sense here, when you're looking at the spending, it's not their money. And they could give a darn whether, in fact, they cut the spending or not. They don't bear the consequences of excessive spending, so why should they worry? And that's exactly where the problem arises. And they don't listen to their advisors because of that. They don't get anything out of it, and yet the pilots really do. And it's just the same old Republican, Democrat. It's the bureaucracy that just runs and runs and runs and never stops.
You know, there's a reason why they call you brilliant. But you hit on something that's a simple point. There is no incentive for them to watch this. And I would say I might incentivize them. I might find a way to say,
of course,
you cut your budget, you'll get this or whatever. I can't come up with it right now. But obviously these IGs, what they're doing now is saying, you know, they cost a lot of money, ignoring the fact that they're yielding $27 in savings for every dollar they're costing, yet they're ignored. And the agencies are the ones who hire them.
Yeah, I'll give you two examples. Billy Weld, when he was governor of Massachusetts, had a staffer who saved millions and millions and millions of dollars for the state of Massachusetts. He tried to give her a big bonus, and the legislature stopped it and wouldn't let it happen. Incredible. I mean, John Sununu up in New Hampshire rewarded welfare personnel by the reduction in the number of welfare cases, not by the increase in the number of welfare cases, and it worked beautifully. You know, there are ways of putting in incentives that really do work, and that's what I hope this new Congress does. I hope they go through this carefully, and they could save us billions and billions and billions of dollars and still have as good, if not better, service for us. That's what we need to do.
You know, you think about it too, Art. I mean, Washington is very big on electric corporations about pay for performance. You guys should get paid based on your performance. And yet here, when it comes to their own little business, that is the United States government, no such reflection of pay for performance or saving on how much you pay just to run the government.
Let me take you one step further. Take a look at the politicians themselves. I don't mind politicians making lots and lots of money, as long as I do too. But I really am offended when they make lots and lots of money and every one of us goes broke elsewhere. My view is that we should put all those politicians on commission as well. I mean, they shouldn't get a fixed salary every year depending on it. Their salary should depend upon the performance of the economy. And I think that would be a wonderful incentive for the congressmen, for the senators, for all the public officials, and let it work all of its way down.
And it works for car salesmen. I mean, no offense to car salesmen.
Of course it doesn't. It works for presidents of corporations with their bonuses.
You're right.
I have no problem with them making money as long as the rest of us do. But when they make a lot of money and we don't, that's just wrong. And we should put them on commission.
Dead on, dead on. All right, very good seeing you, my friend. Have a happy New Year, Art Laffer.
Happy New Year to you too, Neil. It's fun.
He gets
Thank
it.
you.
Boy, he gets it and just says it in English. All right, now.